Welcome to my YouTube channel, English with Neelam. Dear children, today's video is about literary devices. We call them poetic devices or figures of speech also. Children, you all must see my second video on literary devices. Now, let us know what are the poetic devices. Poetic devices are the tools used by the authors or the poets to give beauty to the text or to beautify the text. They use these devices to make the text interesting and effective for the readers. These devices help enhance the meaning of various words used in poetry as well as prose. And these poetic devices make the readers enjoy and appreciate the work of the authors or the poets. Now let us know some common literary devices used by the authors and the poets. चलिए सबसे पहले बात करते हैं सिमिले की. चिल्ड्रन, वन थिंग यू नीड टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. नॉर्मली क्या होता है, बच्चे सिमिली के स्पेलिंग गलत लिखते हैं. दे राइट इट एज SIMILIE. दैट इज रॉन्ग. प्लीज बी केयरफुल. स्पेलिंग ऑफ सिमिले इज SIMILE. नाउ सिमिली क्या है? व्हाट इज सिमिले? व्हेन डू वी यूज इट? वी यूज सिमिली टू कंपेयर वन थिंग with other using as or like. Now here are some examples of simile. इसमें से कुछ examples आपकी 12th और 10th की टेक्स्ट बुक से हैं. First example, her face ashen like that of a corpse. Like, comparison using like here. The soldier fought like a lion in the battlefield. My friend was as busy as a bee. Comparison using as. Rahul walks as slow as a turtle. The moon is broken like a mirror, snorting like an engine. All these are examples of simile using as or like. Now I talk about metaphor. We use metaphor to compare one thing with another without using as or like. अब metaphor के examples देखिए. First is, he was a lion in the battlefield. Comparison of a person with a lion. Life is a roller coaster. Life being compared to roller coaster ride. The dewdrops are shining pearls. My little sister is a cute doll. Comparison of sister with a doll. Last two examples have been taken from class 12th book. Dark spirits. Dark spirits is metaphorical of sorrow and despair. Bright topaz denizens. Here tigers are being compared to bright topaz because of their bright and elegant color. Here are some examples from class 10th book. In the poem Fire and Ice, the poet compares fire with greed or our desires and ice with hatred. And in the poem Dust of Snow, the poet Robert Frost has compared the snowflakes with dust. And in the poem, the ball poem, the poet compares the ball with our possessions. Now I talk about alliteration. An alliteration is the repetition of a speech sound in the beginning of a word. Now see the examples. We will count up to 12. Sound of V, will, W. But we have to see the sound, not the letter. We will. Hirsch hurried home to see his ailing father. The fair breeze blew in the morning. She sells seashells by the seashore. Noble nature, cooling covert. Silence silences, fingers fluttering. Last examples have been taken from class 10th, 11th and 12th books. चिल्ड्रन, आप पोएटिक डिवाइसेस का मेरा दूसरा वीडियो देखना नहीं भूलिएगा. अगर आपने चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से कर लीजिए ताकि आपको मेरी उस वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाए. नाउ वी कम टू नेक्स्ट पोएटिक डिवाइस, दैट इज आयरनी. व्हाट इज आयरनी? आयरनी इज द कंट्रास्ट बिटवीन व्हाट इज सेड or written and what happens in reality. It is the opposite of the literal meaning. It can be dramatic irony, situational irony, or verbal irony. Now the examples are, when in the play Julius Caesar, when Calpurnia tells Caesar not to leave the house because her dream might be a bad sign. But Brutus convinces Caesar that Calpurnia's dream is not a sign of danger, and he goes to the Senate house. The audience, they know what is going to happen with Caesar there, but the characters are not aware. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Situational irony. It is so good of you to scold me in front of my teacher. Verbal irony. Now we come to very interesting literary device, that is rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme is the pattern of lines that gives music or rhythm to the poem. It can be identified by the speech sound at the end of each line. Children, I have taken the example of the nursery rhyme that we all read when we were small. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now you see Jill, hill. Last sound, ill, hill. Okay, in Jill and hill is ill. It is same. So we will give it number A and A. To fetch a pail of water, R sound, water. We will give it B. Then Jack fell down and broke his crown. Down, crown, own. Okay, we will give it symbol C. Both C, because the sound is same in both. And Jill came tumbling after. Now sound of water and after is same. Last sound is same. We have given it water as symbol B. So we will give after also, that sound also in after symbol, the same symbol, that is B. So the rhyme scheme of this stanza is A, B, C, and B. Now we come to the next literary device or the poetic device, that is repetition. Repetition is the use of the same word or phrase at least twice in a sentence. Now children, see the examples. Smile and smile and smile. This example has been taken from your from class 12th textbook. Rain, rain, go away. Repetition of rain here. The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. Repetition of ice was here, ice was. This is example from the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Without rush, without engines. Repetition of the word without in the poem Keeping Quiet. Now I talk about another important poetic device, that is personification. Personification is the comparison of inanimate objects with human beings, making them speak or act like them. Now see the examples. First example is, I looked at the trees sprinting. Trees are running here. Can the trees run, children? No. So the trees, they have been personified here. They are made to run like humans, but actually they can't. When I moved out at night, the stars seemed to wink at me. Can the stars wink? No. So they have been personified. The earth can teach us. Can earth be a teacher? No. The flowers were dancing in the wind. Flowers are dancing like humans, but actually they can't. So the trees, stars, earth and flowers, they all have been personified. The poetic device used is personification here. चलिए अब बात करते हैं इमेजरी की. आपको ये सारी पिक्चर्स देखकर पता चल गया होगा कि इमेजरी क्या है. The words that create a picture in the minds of the readers while reading a text are all imagery words. They appeal to our senses. When we read the line, trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their home, the images of trees and children come to our mind. Bright topaz denizens of a world of green. We all know the bright topaz denizens. Here the poet is talking about the tigers. The image of tiger and world of green, the forest. Okay, these two images come to our mind while reading this poem, the Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. अब कुछ और examples देखिए. I looked at the trees sprinting. When I moved out at night, the stars seemed to wink at me. The flowers were dancing. Image of flower comes to our mind. Image of stars comes to our mind. And image of trees comes to our mind. And then last example is green world, forest, an endless fountain of immortal drink, grandeur of the dunes. All these pictures come to our mind when we read the poem or any text. Okay, so we can say that imagery, they are the words that create a picture in the minds of the readers while we read the poem. Next poetic device is transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is the transfer of an epithet. Epithet means adjective. It is the transfer of an epithet or an adjective that modifies or describes a noun. अब हम examples पर आते हैं. I had a wonderful day today. The person is happy, but the quality has been transferred to day. That is why it is called transferred epithet. Adjective has been transferred to something else. Terribly transient feat. Actually, man is transient, man is mortal, man is temporary. But it has been used with feet. I had a sleepless night. Man is feeling sleepless, not the night. Gloomy days, sad days, over-darkened ways, sufferings, polished traffic, elite class of people, selfish cars, selfish people sitting in cars. All these are examples of transferred epithet. Next poetic device is paradox. A paradox in a text is a statement that is contrary to expectations but reveals facts or a true situation. It makes the readers think deeply or critically to understand the correct meaning of the dialogue or the statement. In class 12th chapter, The Lost Spring, the beauty of glass bangles in Firozabad is in contrast with the sufferings of people working in the industries, the glass bangle industries. And in the play, Julius Caesar says, cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. If we, at one glance, if we see the statement, we will think, oh, what is Julius Caesar saying here? But when we look at it, when we read this statement very, very carefully, when we go deeper into the meaning, we will come to know that he is making a very powerful statement, a comment rather, we can say, about bravery. Now, see the next statement. Hamlet says in Shakespeare's play Hamlet, I must be cruel only to be kind. Contradiction here. Cruelty and kindness. Why is he saying this? He means that he needs to be a little cruel or unkind with the person to save him from a great danger, from a greater harm. Children, now read some other examples and try to understand the meaning yourself. Now the next literary device is oxymoron. Now children, let us, because both paradox and oxymoron, they are contradictions. Let us now first of all understand what is the difference between the two. What is an oxymoron? Oxymoron is a combination of two words that contradict each other, whereas a paradox is a combination of phrases and sentences that are self-contradictory. Paradox I have already explained to you. Now see the examples for oxymoron. In the poem, there's a photograph, labored ease, in class 11 textbook, labored ease. Two words used together that are in contradiction with each other. Pet dragon in class 10th book. Her dance performance was seriously funny. Serious then funny. Contradiction here. Do you like reading true fiction? Fiction and then true. Contradiction. Why then, oh brawling love, oh loving hate, hate and love used together in the play Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Parting is a sweet sorrow. Can parting be a sweet sorrow? No. Contradiction here. Two contradictory words used together. That is oxymoron. Children, I hope all your doubts regarding these poetic devices are clear. बाकी के लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस के लिए मेरी दूसरी वीडियो देखना ना भूलें. चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक करें और वीडियो अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी शेयर करें ताकि वो भी इसका कुछ फ़ायदा उठा सकें. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग माई वीडियो.